Okay, this is just a little video I'm going to do about how I'm learning, or trying to learn, to do arrays. So the idea is I'm just going to create another project because it'll just be easier than trying to fiddle it in with the other project. The idea for doing this is I want to be able to make an entity component system for my 3D game engine. No, nothing too challenging, and I just want to try and I'm going to have to do arrays, I would think, to be able to add all the different bits and I find it difficult to talk and type at the same time. I need to be able to do the get the entities, get the components, put it all together so as it can then be called back and used at a later date. So my theory is that probably arrays are a good way to go. Could be totally wrong, of course. And probably am. I'm no programmer. That's blatantly obvious. A couple of the things I have, I'm just gonna actually I'm just going to put up here a couple of things to remind me. Like I say, I'm not very good at this, and I can't type to save me life. So we've got a few bits that I've learned lately. That wasn't it. Like I say, if I could type, I'd be dangerous. I'm just going to put these on here because I'm hoping this is going to remind me as I'm going through. Oh, not quite right. These were the ones that got me confused. I know that seems a difficult thing. Oh, that wants an A and not an E. These were things that have puzzled me. I've seen them, people talk about them. Last but not least, well, on this was a little chart that, funnily enough, I only found this morning. So we'll just pop them in there so as I can remind myself what they are. And then we'll have a little go at setting up. I'm not even 100% sure. I've got the right terminology for this. I think this is what they call a 1D array. Oh, wasn't quite where I was heading with that. We have to give this a number to start with, and then we can proceed to fill it full of data. This is an int, so this is just ordinary numbers. All this stuff seems to start at 0, which does get a bit confusing when you're not overly bright like me. I do struggle because I always think of numbers starting at 1, well, because they don't. Now we're going to do, we're going to loop through these. This has to be set to, it took me a while to get this in my head as well. Lots of things have taken a while to get into my head. That has to be the number that we've set at the top, so that's the second argument of the for loop. And then the third one, we're just going to increment the I. And then we're going to simply print out those numbers to the screen. And we're going to do that by going, oh, not like that, we're not going to get anywhere. Nope, still not going to get anywhere unless we press the shift key. And that's that one. And we need to then put the I, because that's what we're iterating through. And then we'll do that. We can put a thing in between it, and then outside of, oh no, still not quite right, that needs a Scooby-Doo at the end, doesn't it? Well, that'll just give us an error. Yep, one of them, and then a couple of them, and let's say we'll call it a 1D array. I don't know if it is a 1D array or if that's what they actually, if that's the technical term for this, I'm not sure. Oh, no. That should, I'm not too sure, I think we have to do this. I think, not 100% sure, but I think we do. Does that give us a row of numbers? No. Yep, it does. There we go. 5 numbers printed on the screen and the thing. So apparently that's a 1D array, which is really good if you know the number to start with. You can also apparently do this, we won't go through the painful exhibition of me typing it out again. We'll simply copy and paste that. We will add a S to the end of that to say it's a string for my benefit. And then in here we can simply do, let's not go overboard, let's do it as a, let's just do it as 3, a little bit less typing, and in here we can now change this from integers to strings. Something like this, I believe. Well, it's not looking like it likes that for some reason. Oh, I know why it's not liking that. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute and rectify that. So I really won't like that unless we change this here. also need to change it. Oh god, I didn't put them in. What names? What an idiot. Oh, that's definitely not going to work, Clifford. We also need to change that in... no, that's it as far as I know. I think that's all I need to do to that, to print out the... to print that out. That will then give us that then gives us an no it didn't. Well, there. That gives us an array of strings. So that's cool as well. What does it say in there? It's doing something there that it doesn't like. No idea what that's to do with. Let's go and have a look. What have I done wrong? What doesn't it like? Must be something I've done wrong. Oh, I can see. No, 3. It's only want to be 2. That only wants to be 2, does it? 0, 1, 2 to get 3. No, can't be right. That can't be right. Can't be right. Can't be right. But that there be where the problem is. There, look. Okay. Like I said, if I knew what I was doing, I'd be dangerous. And I don't. I've no idea, which is why I keep doing all this, to try and hope that I'm going to get to a point where that I can do it. And if we just copy this down here, we can also do this as float in there. So we'll stick an F on the end of there to define that it's a float, I suppose. My naming convention is absolutely dreadful. Let's not go massive. Let's just do 3 of them in there. Pop 3 in there. Pop 3 in there. This time, so we won't make a mistake to start with. Let's get rid of them off the end of there. And then this can be something like that. There we go, and if I'm not mistaken, that should display the numbers as floats. That was exciting, wasn't it? And as far as I can see, you can do that with nearly all the different types of whatever you call them things. Hey, look, I'm not technical. I'm a bit dim. I can't help it. Right, the next one that I found a little bit more interesting to this was the 2D array. Actually doing a 2D array. So you're basically making an array with two. The one I'm going to do is 2 rows, 10 columns. So we're going to do has to be a const as well, because it has the compiler apparently needs to know that it's going to be what the number is. So we're going to do 2 rows and 10 columns. Why not? It really doesn't matter. We're going to fill them up dynamically anyhow. So, and this is supposed to be a 2D array. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. first argument. And that one, which is less than. So if it's less than, oh, I completely missed something out there. That's not going to work unless we do this bit. Rows and columns, something like that, I believe. And then this in here needs to be I is less than rows. That's the second part of the argument, and then it's I plus plus to increment it through as we go. There has to be another for loop now straight away, because there's two columns, so two rows. So we then have to do a bit more in here. J, that'll do, won't it? Equals 0, first argument. J and C. Oh no, second argument, and then J plus plus third argument. That then goes to there. We can then print out the numbers that we want, because all I was doing is filling all the columns from 0 to, I presume it'll do it from 0 to 9, because it's 10 and everything starts at 0, which is the confusing, the bit that always confuses me. Not that it takes a lot to confuse me. What are we going to print out here? We're going to print out my array, the 2D1, and that's going to be I for the first one, and then J for the second one. Oh, I keep doing that. Let's put a thing between them as well, a little dibbly. Oh, I don't want one of them, I want one of them. That looks better, doesn't it? And then outside of that bit, oh no, we need to put a Scooby-Doo on the end there. I can't remember what they're called, but whatever it is, we need one. No, that won't do nothing, Clifford, other than make an error. Something like that. And then we need to do it again, because we need to fill the second row. So we basically can copy that, do it again a second time, slightly different this time, from the point of view that it's what's the slight difference on there? Struggling to see what the slight difference is. We don't need now I'm doing this totally wrong, totally wrong. That doesn't need that in there to start with. That has to go. I've done that wrong. That does nothing. Can't print anything out on that, but what we do need to do in there is the myArray2D thing, and then we need to do I in the first one, J in the second one, equals J, like so on that one. This is the one we can print out after we've run through it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's somewhere. It's probably not, but I think that's somewhere handy. Right, nope, errors. What did we do wrong? Done something silly. 16. Oh, have I deleted me? No, I've obviously not got what have I done there? Dopey Dora. One of them. I must admit, I am starting to get to the point where I can look at the error codes and think, yeah, I can see what I've done wrong, and I can see how I've been a pillock. So anyhow, that was me faffing about with arrays to try to get some information out that I'm hoping at some point will be useful. On my other project, what I'm trying to get to with learning all these different, as it's turned out, I don't think I'm going to use arrays, because I think I'm going to end up using vectors to do it. I've been messing about with this little bit here in my 3D game engine, and the idea is, eventually we go out there, there's some cubes drawn on there, but they're nothing to do with this here. The idea eventually is to be able to click a button on this screen and get all the information for a cube, so we can add a cube. So the idea, like now, we can add a cube there. I've got no control over that cube. I haven't, that's all set up hard coded. I need to be able to click like this, get the cube delivered there, then reset the cube's position so that's where it's going to be. Going to need to be able to highlight this, click a remove button, remove it, and that's all part of this. Why I'm trying to, I've got to the point now where, I mean, this is the easy bit, drawing cubes and grids and stuff. Actually trying to work out how C++ manages all the stuff in the background, that's the bit that's really starting to challenge me now, and it really is starting to try to work out how all these bits and pieces, how I can use this. But like I say, I think this is going to end up being done, the entity component system will end up being done with a vector to hold all the information, as opposed to an array, which is why I did the array stuff, because I wanted to know what information was in and what I could use from an array. And I don't think the arrays are easily enough used, if that's the to do this sort of thing. The next thing I'm going to spend a couple of days trying to fathom out are templates, because I've noticed a lot of people that do these entity component systems, they do most of this stuff with templates. I've watched a couple of tutorials on them, and they seem like they could be a possibility. The only problem is it is giving my brain information overload. So anyhow, if any of that was any help to anybody other than me, I'm really good. Thanks for watching if you did.